Hi people, it's Archivist here, and today I'm going to be talking about stylized graphics as opposed to photorealism. Ultimately, both graphical choices are going to appeal to different people. However, the methods do also hold some inherent advantages that it's worth keeping in mind. I should mention that when I say stylized, I simply refer to 3D visuals that are not aiming to be realistic. One of the greatest advantages of the photorealistic choice is the immersion factor it creates for an escapist. When you're playing an engrossing RPG such as The Witcher 2, it's only natural to want to feel a part of the world itself. Making a transition from reality to a game world is just that little bit easier when the virtual environment is reminiscent of the world as we know it. Seeing human models that share similar facial expressions akin to our real-world friends makes empathising with these fictional people all the easier. Furthermore, natural beauty on planet Earth may be unrivaled in its splendour, but these days the talented graphics designers of our favourite games are getting ever more efficient at replicating the best of what the real world has to offer. Going on a trip around the Caribbean may sound fun to many of us, but the hassle is a bit of a put-off. Although in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag we see an authentic imitation that captures the clear blue seas and lush forestry. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it's an effective low-budget substitute. Another advantage of photorealism is the level of detail and visual fidelity. In a stylized game, the developers choose the standard for which they are aiming to achieve. For example, Blizzard can only make Azeroth look as good as they can imagine it to be. Therefore, the frame of reference for detail is entirely up to them. If the game looks simplistic, it could just be artistic choice, and who are we to argue with that? However, when a developer chooses to replicate a real-world location realistically, they have already set a standard for which they can't possibly reach. As impressive as modern-day visuals are, they're still a long way off perfect. Therefore, the graphic designers must get as close to this impossible standard as they can, so as to make their game look its best, which should, as a byproduct, result in a lot more detail than a stylized game. On the flip side, this means that stylized visuals can get away with less detail, but still look impressive based on art design and pure imagination. Moreover, this means that the frame rate in such games tends to be higher, resulting in a smoother experience also. This would explain why cartoony visuals are popular amongst massively multiplayer online role-playing games such as WildStar, The Old Republic, and World of Warcraft. Speaking of World of Warcraft, this particular game is a good example of how stylization can prevent a game from aging too quickly. WoW came out in 2004, almost 10 years ago by this point. If you take a look back at the photorealistic games from this era, they don't hold up too well today. However, World of Warcraft, while admittedly looking a bit dated, is still easy on the eyes. Although it is worth mentioning the game's visuals have been patched a few times since its release, but the engine and general look are still the same. Another great advantage of stylized visuals is the freedom they grant the developer. This can result in fantastically bizarre worlds, such as the ones we see in the Mario games, or the zany cel-shaded look that makes Borderlands 2 so distinctive. Distinction really is the important word here. For most gamers, the Borderlands look is instantly recognisable. So, what do you prefer? Do you favour the technical prowess of photorealism, or does the wild imagination that comes with stylized visuals appeal to you more? Let me know in the comments below. As always people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.